Hello and Happy New Year. Welcome back to my channel. It's been a while. It's been a few months since my last video because of life and things, but I'm excited to be back on and talk about just a few things that I am going to try to have going on for this new year. First, I want to talk about some of the books that I had finished in the last few months of last year. There wasn't too many. I had quite a bit going on, kind of, but I did my best to read as many books as I could. First, let me go over a couple of the audiobooks that I listened to. I listened to The Maid by Nita Prose. I guess that had won 2022's, what was it? Best thriller? Best mystery? I know that some people were not happy about that. I'm speaking of just a handful of booktubers who I watch on a regular basis. They were surprised that The Maid won. What is the category? I think it's mystery. Yeah, The Maid won for Best Mystery and Thriller on Goodreads. And I know some people were thinking that it didn't really make any sense, and I would have to kind of agree with them. I didn't love it, but I didn't hate it. You have this maid named Molly. She, I think, is autistic or something like that. I don't remember. But she has something going on with her. And she kind of stumbles upon a death at the hotel that she works at. She finds a body of a wealthy man who goes there regularly with his wife. And while there's an investigation going on, she's being questioned, and you have like these characters that kind of come to her asking what she knows, and I think at one point someone kind of tries to create an alibi with her. But yeah, there are like all these suspects around her for who killed this man, and yeah, she's just in her own mind trying to do the best work that she can do, continue on with, her job and everything. It kept me interested to a certain extent throughout, but I wasn't really, I wasn't lost in the story. I think the ending was fine. I think the ending I didn't hate, actually. I think something happened that kind of threw me off and was like, whoa, okay, I didn't see that coming, but yeah, it wasn't too memorable for me, obviously. The next audiobook was Crying in H Mart. I heard a lot of great things about that book, how beautiful it is, and the Korean culture and the foods in there. It is a memoir about a woman who had lost her mother, and then you get these flashbacks of the type of relationship that she had with her mother, and then these memories are correlated with food, or the food is correlated with memories. Same thing, right? yeah, the fact that this is a memoir, I know it's popular to, and, fitting to say that you can't really, rate a memoir, but it was very nice. I felt at home somehow, some way when I was listening to it. I think just the fact that my culture revolved around food as well, I think that's what was, that was the thing I was relating to the most. And so I enjoyed it. I liked it. And I think right after reading Crying in H Mart, I finally got to I'm Glad My Mom Died. I think the reason why I read Crying in H Mart was because I was waiting for this book to arrive, and I loved this. I don't really think I need to say too much about it because this has been everywhere. Everyone was talking about it. She was doing interviews, big interviews with like everybody. She was everywhere, okay? But yeah, her story was very, very, very interesting and intriguing and surprising and sad. But at the same time, she had this comical way to talk about some things, which I found refreshing, for things that are really heavy in here. It was nice to just kind of add a comical element to it. And I honestly, it's made me love her as a person, as an actress, as just a creative person. Like, I like her. I'm a fan of her because of who she is, so loved it. I think after that, I tried to read Educated, which is another memoir, but I could not bring myself to feel interested in it. I think by the first or second page, I could tell it was going to be kind of heavy with just a lot of seriousness. I'm not really sure what it's about, but I've heard that it's really good and it's sad, I think. But I couldn't get myself to read it then because of I'm Glad My Mom Died, Crying in H Mart, and before that I read My Dark Vanessa, which is also a memoir. And so that's a lot of memoirs at one time. So I had wanted to take a break from all of that. And so I started An Absolutely Remarkable Thing by Hank Green, which is a sci-fi, and it was the perfect thing to get me to continue reading and enjoying reading and kind of burn through this kind of quickly. This is about a group of friends, I think they're like young adults, who are YouTubers, and then one early morning, early in the middle of the night morning, they stumble across this statue that was not there before. They've never seen it before. Nobody knows what it was. It was like it appeared out of nowhere. And they ended up doing a video on it. And when they woke up the next day, well, the same morning, but like later in the morning, whatever, they had realized that their video went viral because it turns out there were many of these statues that they saw, but all around the world, that appeared just randomly out of nowhere, like on the same day. And so they were at the forefront of that story, and they wanted to continue to be at the forefront of that story. So they kept doing investigations and all that stuff about what it is, how it got there, who's responsible, and what does that mean, kind of stuff. And it got really popular to the point where the whole world was trying to figure it out together, okay? And I really liked it. I really, really enjoyed it. I am in the middle of reading the second book. I believe this is only a duology. I think there's only 2. But yeah, I'm enjoying the second one. I'm like right there. So those are the books that I finished up. Well, I'll be finishing this one soon, but that was the rest of the stuff that I read in the last few months of 2020. Not a big list of books, but you know what? There are plenty of people who don't have a big list of books as a goal, you know. I know more people are trying to normalize small reading goals. So this year's reading goal is not to try to read as many books as booktubers who read 100 books a year. You know, that's just never going to happen. I've been trying for a few years. I think the most I've read in a year is like 16 or 18. I think 16 books. I want to say 16 books, and that's without DNFing anything. Some of the books that I would like to read this year, I'm just going to list a few general stuff. Let me see what's on my Amazon wish list. There are a couple of books that I already have. They're actually horror mangas that I've been wanting to get to for years, and I just haven't. I don't have them on my wish list, so I'm just kind of Googling them so I don't have to get up and get it because I'm kind of lazy right now. You know what? I don't even remember. Fuck it. I'll just go get it. So, like I said, I have Shiver. This is a short story collection. It's got 9 of Junji Ito's best short stories, as selected by the author himself and presented with accompanying notes and commentary. That's pretty cool. And I love horror stuff. I love to be scared and creeped out and freaked out. I love feeling the discomfort of something that might happen next. I like it. I also love the art. I don't care how weird, which there are some weird shit going on here. I don't know if you could see anything here, but I love the weirdness and the eeriness and just, I don't know, but I'm excited to get to something weird. And then I have Love Sickness. I always look at Junji Ito's covers every single time I go to a bookstore. Mostly Barnes & Noble and Books A Million. Love Sickness. An intoxicating beauty turns a small town into a bloody hell. And I think just by that, I was like, okay, I want this. Ryusuke returns to the town where he once lived when rumors begin swirling about girls killing themselves after encountering a bewitchingly handsome young man. Harboring his own secret from his time spent in his town, Ryusuke attempts to capture the beautiful boy and close the case. Starting with a strikingly bloody love sickness, this volume collects 10 stories showcasing horror message in Jiito in peak form, including the strange Hikizuri siblings and the Rib Woman. I don't know what those are, but they sound really awesome. So I guess this is another short story collection, which I think I already knew when I got it, but I guess I forgot. But yeah, just the art, the expressions on some of the, I don't know what's going on here, but it looks just, I want to know what the fudge is going on here. It looks creepy, it looks cool, and I'm really digging it. Some other books that I really want to get to is The Last by Hannah Jameson. I think I put this in my wish list because Emily Fox, I don't know if anyone's familiar with Emily Fox on BookTube, but she is one of the booktubers who I watch on a regular basis. And although she hated the cover, she ended up really loving the book. So I was like, okay, put it in. She also really loves Octavia E. Butler. So I put a few books of hers in there as well. Another one, you could tell that I added these right after watching Emily Fox. But anyway, she also loved I Who Have Never Known Men by Jacqueline Hartman. And she just really, really raved about it. So, yeah. The Puppy War series, although Emily Fox loves it, so does pretty much everyone else on BookTube. So I added this in there like a long time ago. It's nothing new. We Spread. I think that was another Emily Fox favorite. Oh, no. Sorry. I think she read it, but I think I put it in here because... What the fuck is her name? Gabby? I watch her all the time. Gabby? Gabby reads. She loved it. She felt it. She had mentioned that she had related to it. So, because of her own personal experiences, that is why she raved about it. I think it's about living with someone or growing up with someone, like a family member or something, who slowly loses their memory. You know, I think it's an age thing, an age story. I'm too lazy to read the synopsis, but I have it in there. I really want to read it. Notes on an Execution by Danya Kakofka. Another Emily Fox favorite. Nope. That was a Gabby favorite. I think we're done with Emily Fox. I think these are now Gabby favorites. I don't freaking remember. Confessions. They both loved this, I believe. I think. Whatever. It's in there. It sounds really awesome. It's about this teacher, I forget, middle school, high school teacher. Her high school daughter, or middle school daughter, I can't remember, But her daughter got bullied to the point, I think, where she committed unaliving herself. And the teacher was the mom teacher, is trying to get to the bottom of who was responsible for her daughter doing that. And I think this is a Korean story, Korean writer, or is it Japanese? We'll see when I get it. I don't know how many times I've read the synopses to these books to make sure that I wanted to keep them in there, because after every few months or so, I kind of like rearrange my reading priorities, which books I want to get to first and whatnot, all that. But yeah, she's trying to figure out who was responsible for her kid wanting to commit such an act. I have Hidden Pictures by Jason Rekulak. Hidden Pictures by Jason R. Children of Ruin. A series, I guess. Children of Ruin by Adrian Tchaikovsky. A series. The Mistborn series, Brandon Sanderson. Project Hail Mary by Andy Weir. When Women Were Dragons by Kelly Barnhill. But just this morning, actually, I was listening to a booktuber talking about this book, and I don't remember who it was that was talking about it, because I think it was just my first time clicking on her video. But she was saying that the imagery when reading this book was kind of making the dragons seem cartoony. When Women Were Dragons, this is advertised, I believe, as an adult adult fantasy, obviously, dragons, But when she was reading it, the dragons were kind of cartoony, which kind of ruined it for her, and I think what she said was that there wasn't enough of what she thought was going to be in the book. There was more of not dragons, or not women as dragons, or not women having dragon qualities, something like that. It was kind of, you think it's going to be here, but it's kind of like over here. Does that make sense? I don't know. So that is a maybe. Although, the very first time I came across this book in Barnes & Noble, it was a total cover want to buy. Not cover buy because they didn't buy it, but I loved the cover, so I was like, ooh, I want it. And then, of course, Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow by Gabrielle Zevin. I just can't read names, I think. And then I haven't read a Nicholas Sparks book in a long, long time. But apparently I'm still willing to read his books, Nicholas Sparks. I remember I stopped reading his books for a long time because they all had the same kind of formula for his romance stories. They were all kind of the same, just different characters and different reason for the drama, but the drama was like kind of the same. So I'm hoping that this one would be kind of different. I know nothing about it. I don't think I've heard anybody talk about this book actually, although I do see it in stores like all the time. And the cover is so pretty. I think that's mainly why I want it. Thank You for Listening by Julia Whalen. She is, as everyone probably already knows, she is an audiobook narrator. The Wayfarer series, Darling Girl by Liz Michalski, Foe by Ian Reid, Men Without Women by Haruki Murakami, Skinship by Yoon Choi, Things Have Gotten Worse Since We Last Spoke, and Other Misfortunes by Erica Rocca. Some other manga stuff that I don't think I'll get to anytime soon. Colleen Hoover. I've been wanting to read her books, but I also kind of like flip-flop. Like, do I want to read it just to see what all the hype is? What all the controversy is? Or am I genuinely interested? I have no idea. I think I just need to read one just to get a taste and see what she's all about. I kind of know because of all the, reviews and controversial videos about her, but I don't know. The Last Argument of Kings, which is the third book to the First Law series by Joe Abercrombie. Really want to read that. The Library at Mount Char by Scott Hawkins. Clown in a Cornfield by Adam. I want to say Caesar, but it's spelled weird. And then, of course, all the Taylor Jenkins Reid books. I loved her writing for, her two popular books, The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo and Daisy and the Six. Loved her writing. I think I enjoyed The Seven Husbands more than I did Daisy Jones and the Six, but not by much. So I love her writing. The Sailor Who Fell from Grace with the Sea. I have Supernova in there by Marissa Meyer because I was literally reading all her books in my mid-20s. And by this point, I'm just like, should I keep going? I've already read everything else, but I don't know. We'll see. I don't even remember what the first book to Supernova was. Scythe series, The Deep, The Starless Sea, The Dreamers by Karen Thompson Walker, and just a whole bunch more, okay? The list is never going to stop growing, okay? Just assume I have all of the popular books in my wish list, even the ones that are not out yet, because they'll be in there soon enough. Another thing that I wanted to talk about was something that is kind of, I don't even know if it's bittersweet, but I have an unplanned short story collection that I will be releasing. I do this because I'm basically just making it available on Amazon real soon. I know that's kind of the same thing, but it feels different. But the short story collection was unplanned because some of these were meant to be full-length novels. But in the last 2 years, I didn't have a very strong and clear-headed mindset to continue working on it, on any of these as full-length novels. So last year in March or no. I think in April. May. I think in May. I didn't have a strong enough mindset to complete a full-length novel. So basically, I just gathered some new stuff, some old stuff, and I turned them into short stories. That is to include some writing prompts that I tried doing in 2019. I tried to do daily prompts. I think it only lasted like a month or so. I don't remember. And yeah, some old work and some recent work. I put them together and I'm just like, okay, I'm ready to just be done with these and stop thinking about these so that I could start on something new and different. And coming out of this funk late last year, like literally in the last, I don't know, the last few months of the year, I don't know, but I'm ready to kind of start over with something completely new, something completely different. So, yeah, I have a short story collection that will be available on Amazon kind of soon. It's not even that thick. It's less than 100 pages, okay? So, if you want to add something to your TBR, for when you want to just burn through some books to, raise your reading number, think about adding this one, okay? It's called Who Guides a How Means I Love You. And I guess I'll let you know when it's out, probably in the next week or so. We'll see, I guess. I'm excited, and I'm also cringing on the inside. I'm cringing because I've never really shared any of my writing besides with my closest friends. And even that, it's like not even giving them, the actual chapters. It's just telling them what some of these things are about. But anyway, moving on. Because I'm finally trying to come out as a self-published author this year, I wanted to get some recommendations on indie authors who are popular, indie authors who just you personally enjoy. I've not been a part of the book world, like, at all. I don't even have a Goodreads. I have not been on Instagram in a long time. The only thing I'm on really is on TikTok, and that was just recently, and that was just because I was bored. But yeah, now that I'm trying to enter, this book space, an entire world that I have no clue how to navigate, I would like to start with reading other books I would like to start by reading other indie authors' books. Why can't I talk? Oh my God. I want to support and I want to discover. That is the bottom line. So yeah, leave me some recommendations on some indie authors that you like or know of or heard of. I have no clue what I'm doing. Should be fun. Oh my gosh. Why do I feel like I can't breathe? I think I'm still so awkward talking to a camera. Like, I feel like I'm talking to a brand new person who I'm just meeting for the first time and I can't breathe, and I don't know why I'm not breathing when I'm talking, but why do I do that? Why do I hold my breath? I don't know. But okay, I'm gonna go now before I pass out. Thank you for watching, and see you next time. Bye! I almost forgot to mention this. What it's about, it's not really about anything. I guess the main theme of Who Guides a How Means I Love You is love, loss, just different themes of love, and a couple of just oddball short stories. And yeah, they're very personal. Oh, fuck, I forgot to plug in the freaking... I forgot to plug in my microphone, but it's okay. I don't think I can repeat that. I don't even remember what I had just said, so I'm just going to continue on by saying it was a very personal journey to put this collection together, even though I did it within just a matter of months. It felt heavy to me because of where I was at in those moments of writing for it, or putting things together, or rewriting it in different ways to sort of fit the theme of what it just kind of turned out to be. So yeah, more on that probably next week. Okay, now goodbye. 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 Bye-bye.